Hello friends, it's the first real life deck profile I've done in a little while. Been a little busy with life. I know I say that all the time, but that's just the fact of life. You get older, you get more responsibilities, gotta go to work, gotta pay bills. Yu-Gi-Oh! falls behind sometimes, but with the new format, I started looking at things that I could do that would be different, but maybe revisit a deck that I used to really enjoy. And we are going to be doing that in today's video. And I don't want to make it too long of an intro, but just know that my main goal when I made this deck was not only to bring back synchro combos and things like that are fun for me, but also to punish all those people who are setting 3 to 4 back row on the first turn with no real protection from it. Now, you may know what deck I'm talking about just from my description. I am talking about X-Sabers. And please, 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 with all that is holy in you, forgive my rarity in this deck. I just needed to get the deck playable as soon as possible, and so I could talk to you about it on camera. I will be updating the rarities on these cards to max rarity, but for the sake of getting everything together fast, I was able to buy most of the deck off one person, and this is just what I had. So, Fall Troll is the boss of the deck. Some people run 2 to 3. Fall Troll has the stipulation that there needs to be 2 X-Sabers on the field before you can special summon on the field, and that's the only way he can come out. But once he's out there, you can special summon an X-Saber from your graveyard. So he's very powerful, especially making huge combo plays, and you just need to have him. Some people, again, run 2. I personally run 3, and the reason we run 3 and it's not as dead as it used to be is because we do play Redux now. Redux gives us access to possibly an extra X-Saber on the field through its Monster Reborn effect that we normally wouldn't have, making Fall Troll more live than dead. Now, all of the X-Sabers are Earth, so they do work with Redux, as well as Maxi, another Earth monster, so they will work with, you know, the Naturia Beast and Barkion Synchro. So, we are running 3 of aforementioned Fall Troll, a power card, the unofficial boss of X-Sabers in my opinion. You know, some of the Synchros obviously are bigger, more attack, they have different effects, but Fall Troll is the card that when you drop it, your opponent just kind of sighs if they don't have an answer for it. They're like, ah, it's fucking coming. Next is Boggart Knight. Boggart Knight is searchable off of Tenki, and there's an other build where you would use Tenki, maybe even Tekken the Bear. I'm not doing that build, and I know it is a viable option, but I just haven't invested the time to testing it out yet. So I'm just going with what I've tested this format, and I will try out that Tenki build. I just haven't yet. But he's a 1900 beat sick when you summon him. He can special summon one of your smaller little tuners out there, or maybe even a Dark Soul. So then we do have our level 3 tuner. Full Hell Knight is one of the coolest cards in the game. Again, I do have some rarity issues with these. But, okay, he's got 1300 attack. Whenever an X-Saber would be attacked, you can actually block it. And whenever you destroy a defense position monster, you can special summon an X-Saber from the graveyard. Just wonderful things with this card. It's a level 3, has great cohesion with the synchros of the deck, and we do want to max him out. Next is Emmer's Blade, our recruiter for the deck. Whenever he's destroyed by battle, you're going to search out one of your X-Sabers and add it to the field. There are level restrictions. It's level 4 or lower, guys, so don't think just because I say X-Saber you can get out Fall Troll or some random high-level X-Saber that isn't good. Just keep it within reason. I'm trying not to go too in-depth on these basic cards. Next is Dark Soul, and he does live up to his name. He is the heart and soul of the deck. He allows you to keep your hand replenished after big plays. Not the same way he used to. Pretty much there was a ruling change with Dark Soul that if you used him that same Fall Troll multiple times in the same turn, his effect would stack, and his effect is during the end phase you can search out an X-Saber monster and add it to your hand. So if I were to, you know, synchro with him, then bring him back with Fall Troll and synchro again, I would get 2 monsters. That's since been changed to where it's only 1 per Dark Soul. So if I have 2 Dark Souls, and I synchro with both of them, or they leave the field, you do still get 2 searches, but you can only get 1 search per Dark Soul per turn. Next is Pashul. Can't be destroyed by battle. Level 2 tuner just fills a role that we need turns our 6s into 8s, our 9s into the Big Daddy 11 if we need it, and turns our level 3s into Nat Beasts, or Catastrophe. Next is the aforementioned Redox. Redox is one of the elemental dragons. We're only running 2. This is not an elemental dragon deck. I don't need to max it out. We're using him because he can give us pretty much a free monster reborn and extra X-Saber on the field for Fault Troll, or he can actually, be put out there. You can put out a Redox and then a Postule and make a what's it called, the Gothams, things like that. You can do plays with him, and he is, if you really need it, a wall or a 1600 attacker. So he does have a place in the deck. I use him mainly for his Monster Reborn-like effect, and he's great. Next is one of the format staples, Maxi. It's an Earth monster. It's level 2, so it does have cohesion with our synchro plays, and that rounds out our actual monster lineup. It's a pretty hefty lineup. I think it's like 21, but we are running that many cards. Next we have 3 Power Duality. You can play any number of Duality you like. I like 3. Just adds consistency to the deck. I think I'm running a 42 card deck, and I think I've mentioned this before, but some people are like, well, if you're running 42 cards, you don't need 3 Dualities. Again, Duality's not to speed up your deck, it's to make it more consistent. Double Lance. Lance, it's Lance, it's good, this format. A lot of people putting in those, what are they called, Fiendish Chains, things like that, whenever I make my Hyunlei play, which we'll go over later, I just need it to go off without a hitch, and this will help me with that, and just helps, the Fault Troll stay out there, things like that. 1 MST, we do have built-in Spell and Trap Destruction. We can side into 2 more if we need to. 1 Book of Moon, Mind Control, Rhoda, Dark Hole. I do run Mind Control in most Synchro combo decks, because with a level 2 and a level 3 tuner in the deck, if I take anything that's level 4 or below, I can, make some pretty fun stuff with it. Actually, let's say level 6 and below in that particular situation. And then, just taking Exceed, using its effect for your own good. Double E-Call. Some people may run 3. I'm finding 2 to be a good number. Whenever I have a X-Saber on the field, I can flip it over. Special summon 2 X-Sabers from my graveyard. It's a game ender. If you get this going with a Fault Troll, and you overpower your opponent. Double Trap Stun. This is going to be one of your best friends, especially against Blackwings. I played Blackwings all day today, and flipping over Trap Stun after they sack off their monster for a Icarus attack, not only is it demoralizing for them, but then you can pretty much do whatever you want on your turn without having to worry about any of the traps. If I'm going to make a Hyunlei play, which pops 3 back row, I'll flip this over first. And they can chain to it if they want to, but if they don't have a chainable trap, it's then just fodder for my Hyunlei to blow up. Double Fiendish Chain. I think it's a good trap, this format. This format's slowed down a little bit, but a lot of those effect monsters are getting in there, causing a little bit of trouble, and we do need some protection from effect monsters, because things like Big Eye and Dragossack, we don't have real answers for in the deck. I think Dragon Plants is like the worst matchup for it, which is a shame, because it's probably the best deck. 1 Compulse, 1 Bottomless, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Reinforced Truth. You pretty much flip this over at the end of your opponent's turn, and you get out a Postule. It's just a good way to get an extra body on the field for your Fault Troll plays. And a Solemn Warning. Again, I think that is 42 cards. I put the deck together within the last couple days. I've been playing it online for a couple weeks. This is the build I run online. And again, you can run it with double 10 key. You can search out your Boggart Knight and then run it like a Tech Bear. And I might actually do that, but right now, with 42 cards, I'm having a hard time as it is to cut cards. I could cut things like maybe Pot of Duality, things like that, and give myself space. But I think Duality is really good for X-Sabers. You can get really clumpy hands, and you need to find a quick way to get to the combo pieces you need. So that's the deck. Again, I was testing it today. I think I lost 1 game to to Blackwings because they started Whirlwind set for Summon Shura, and I couldn't come back from it. So the extra deck, it's pretty, it's wide open. You do need some of the cards in here, but some of them are kind of up to you. Like, I am playing a Star Eater. You can make it in this deck. It is a great card, but you don't need it. It's not going to come up as often as like maybe a stable card. You do need one Gotham's. He's a level 9, and he's got 3100 attack, which is great. But if you're towards the end of the game and you can't actually finish off your opponent, and you have some extra X-Sabers on the field, and they have like 2 or 3 cards in their hand, you can actually use his effect to sack off a X-Saber on your side of the field, including himself, and it'll peel a card randomly from their hand. 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Crimson Blader, an important card, may bump this up to 2. You need this to stop Dragon Plants. The Dragon Plants are running a lot of smaller monsters, dandelions, card troopers that you can run over with Crimson Blader and just efficiently lock them out. Stardust. 1 Souza. This takes place of the, I think the other guy, what was the other guy's name? Someone help me. The other level 7 that used to have, I think it's Urbellum was the guy's name. X-Saber Urbellum. Souza's just better. You don't need to run the Urbellum anymore. Souza's not a great card, but with Boggart Knight and Full Helm, it's the only synchro you can make with that combo of cards. 1 Black Rose. Card is hard as fuck to find now because the Dragon Plant players are playing 2 of them in their deck, and you know, it's a field clear. Synchros are back. Hard to pick up. I think I had to pay $15 for that. No bueno. Double Hyunlei. The reason I made this deck was because of this card. I love X-Sabers. I played it in the past, but of course it lost some of its luster. But with some new tricks, I figured it may be able to be competitive, even if it's just on a a local to regional scale. But Hyunlei, whenever she's synchro summoned, you can pop up to 3 back row, and unless they have a Veiler, Breakthrough Skill, Fiendish Chain, or a Solemn, the effect's pretty much going to go through. You're going to be able to pop 3. They can still chain to it. They can still bottomless your Hyunlei, but the effect will still go through. So if you play your cards right and you trap some beforehand, the only thing that's really going to stop you is a Veiler. So if this resolves and you get 2 cards with it, it's pretty overwhelming. If your opponent's playing Black Wings, you trap set and you hit like an Icarus, a Bottomless, and their Black Whirlwind. I mean, you're in a great spot. And I love this card. I love it when it resolves. And whenever you're done using her, you just put out a Pashul and turn it into a Synchro level 8. So she's great. You do need the Nat Beast and the Barkion. The Naturia Synchros are very powerful in this format, stopping spells or traps altogether. And they are a necessary evil and will win you the game single-handedly against certain decks. We do have 1 Tin Cataster. And then we have some hole fillers. I want that level 5. I can't think of its name. It's like Archimedes or Archimedes. I can't think of it right now. It's the level 5 synchro that just came out. It's a secret. When you attack, your opponent can't activate effects. That card's awesome. I want one. Don't have one quite yet. So I am using some rank 3s, which isn't a bad choice either. You could use an Invoker if you wanted to. You can use these guys, Acid Golem, and just until I can pick up some of those other cards, maybe even a you can make level 7s pretty easily in the deck, and level 6s. So maybe a Consular rank 6 guy or Strike Bouncer, maybe even a a Big Eye or something. Then I have this guy just fill it in space. He's like a DD Warrior Lady, but he's a Synchro and he's got 2,400 attack. He's a rank 6. I just threw him in there because I pulled him last night and want to test him out. I haven't summoned him yet, so definitely don't need to play that guy. So that's the deck, guys. It is, again, I don't think it's going to ever be a top tier deck, tier 1, tier 2, constantly topping at an event. But it's rogue. You can win a local tournament with it, and probably even top of regionals with it if you know what you're doing. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I am working on a real-life build of the Fish OTK that I've been featuring on my channel the last few weeks, so stay tuned for that. It's a little bit harder picking up those cards because cards like Sword of the 7 Stars and all the Elemental Dragons and everything like that, they're super hot right now because the best deck in the format uses them. Dragossack, Big Eye, the same story. So bear with me on that. That may be a long time coming, but it is something I'm working on. I have the fish part already. It's just the dragons. The title's not hard to pick up. The dragons are not the hard part. It's the rank 7 X-Seeds and things like that. So thanks for watching, guys. Kept it under 15 minutes for once, and have a good one.